So welcome back to another FIFA 20 video. Today we are taking a look at the new title update number 15. It's not a big one, but I just wanted to cover it here as well in today's video. I can't believe we've got 15 updates with this game already. Isn't that like one every 2 or 3 weeks or something? I don't know, but still hasn't fixed everything. There's still a lot of things to be fixed in this game. But also we're going to take a look at the latest squad update that came out for the 10th of April as well. Now, if you're new to the channel and you want to know all the latest FIFA 20 news and updates, this is the best spot. We've got 77.5% of you guys watching the videos but not subscribed, so if you're new, make sure you subscribe and join the others. The other day, EA put out a tweet about title update number 15. This was the latest update that came out this week for the game. It is available on PC and consoles as well, and I think it's about 4 gigabytes, so I'm thinking 4 gigabytes for one little change. I don't know what's going on there, but pretty ridiculous, I reckon. But here is the message. And you would have seen this if you loaded up FIFA over the last 2 days. It says, "Hi FIFA fans, the latest title update for FIFA 20 is now available and addresses the following." And this is the only change according to this update. It says, "Fixed a stability issue in FIFA Ultimate Team related to an AI teammate interfering with the ball's trajectory, resulting in a goal." And then it says, "Thanks for those who provided feedback," and blah blah blah. Now you might think that this is not a big fix, but it technically is, because this was fixing a bug that actually crashed the game when you're playing online and stuff. As you can see with the clip there, whenever you score a goal and the AI scores the goal for you after it's like a cross in the box, it's hard to explain, but you'll know when it happens because it crashes your game. So yeah, it wasn't a big update, but it did fix a crucial thing that was, game breaking for those people playing online. And in terms of fixing anything else, there's been no crew mode fixes. They sort of fixed the lineups, but everywhere else in the broadcast package it still says undefined, so I am aware of that, but they haven't fixed it with this update. And also apparently the freezing of the La Liga broadcast package is still in the game. They haven't fixed that as well. So that's all for title update number 15, but now it's time to move on to the latest squad update. This one came out yesterday and it's for the 10th of April, so we're going to take a look at the players that got added, removed and edited. There was an interesting player that got added in this update, so make sure you check him out when I talk about him really soon. So I guess it's everyone's favorite time of the week where I butcher everyone's names once again, but let's take a look at the players that got removed. So if you download the latest squad update, these guys are gone from the game. Now there's not many that I want to showcase today because there's a lot of lower potential, lower overall players, so I wouldn't get too worried about losing anyone good. But these are just the top 3, starting with Chorbadiski. I don't even know how to say that. Look, I butchered already the first one. 23 years old and a centre back, overall 66, and he had a potential of 75. The next guy I'm not even going to try and pronounce again. 25 years old centre midfielder. He had an overall of 71 and a potential of 74. And then we had a guy called Robert Mack. This guy is 28 years old, a right midfielder. He had a 74 overall and a 74 potential. So those were just the top 3 of the highest potential players getting removed in this update. I'll put a few screenshots of some more players, but I don't want to go through them in depth because it'll just waste your time. So now it's time to apply the latest squad update. Go to the Customize tab. It's the same process every week. Go to Edit Teams. Go to Download Updates. There is a prompt. You press yes. It'll download the latest stats and the players, whatever you see today. Of course, if you want new players and stats in career mode, you have to start a new save. So now it's time to talk about the latest players that got added into the game through this squad update. There's one very exciting player that I think a lot of you guys will be interested in. His name is Harvey Elliott from Liverpool, 16 years old, a right winger. This guy is probably one of those wonder kids. He's got an overall of 64, potential of 87, so he's going to be good for career mode. Unfortunately, he's got a generic face. Let's take a look at some of his stats. Some greens in the physical department, but a lot of average stats there. You might need to train him, but keep in mind he's 64 overall, 16 years old. Current value for him is 875,000, so definitely check him out. He could be one player that you could invest in. Next up, we have Robert Quirian. This guy plays for Royal Antwerp FC. Left back, 17 years old. He's got an overall of 63 and a potential of 81. Some average stats again, so you might need to train him. Current value for him is 600k. And then we have Sebastian Tunekti, and this guy plays for a team I'm not going to try and pronounce, but he's a left winger, 17 years old. He's got an overall of 55, which is obviously very low, and a potential of 77, so he can grow. His current value is 160k. And then we have Valentin Antov from R Sporting, CDM, and he's 18 years old, so his overall is 62 and potential 77, with a current value of 525k. So obviously everyone is here for Harvey Elliott, but those were just the top 4 highlights here. I'll put a screenshot of more players, but there was no one really exciting outside these top 4. So now it's time to talk about the players that got updated with this squad update. Obviously this will be the main highlights, not the full list. But first up we have Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. 19 years old, a right midfielder. He got some upgrades to short passing, long passing, ball control, reaction, strength, aggression, interceptions, vision, and composure. His overall stays at 86, potential stays at 94. I mean, it can't get that much higher. 57 million is his current value. Next up we have Kai Havertz from Bayer Leverkusen, 20 years old at Cam. All the stats stay the same except his finishing, which went from 80 up to 84. His overall is 84 and his potential is 93. Those did not change, but he's still a world-class player at 20 years old with a current value of 43.5 million. Next up is Bruno Fernandes from Man United, a Cam, 24 years old. This guy got a few upgrades to crossing, agility, positioning. His overall went from 85 up to 86 and potential went from 88 up to 89. It's a shame he doesn't have a real face in the game, but he is a great player. I've got him in my ultimate team as well. Current value is 51 million. And then we have a player called Aura or something. I always say his name wrong, but he plays for Lyon. 21 years old, a centre midfielder. All his stats stay the same except his agility, which went up to 83, and his potential went down from 89 to 88. So those were the only two things. He's got an 81 overall with a current value of 22 million. And then we have James Maddison from Leicester City, 22 years old and a Cam. A few upgrades to heading accuracy, volleys, ball control, reactions, aggression as well, and marking. His vision went down. His overall stays at 82, potential stays at 87, with a current value of 26.5 million. And then we have Reece James from Chelsea. This guy's 19 years old and a right back. All his stats stay the same except his sprint speed, which went from 79 up to 81, and his attacking work rate went from medium to high. Looks pretty good so far, needs a bit of training, and his current value is 9.5 million. And then we have Mateo Kovacic from Chelsea, centre midfielder, 25 years old. All the stats stay the same, including his 83 overall. The only thing that changed was his potential went from 87 down to 86. Now, he's still a good player, and his current value is 29 million. And then we have Ricardo Pereira from Leicester City. This guy's 25 years old and a right back. A few upgrades to finishing, volleys, free kick accuracy, agility, balance, strength, long shots, positioning, and penalties. His overall stays at 84, and his potential stays at 86, but great physical stats there, a lot of dark greens. So this guy is a good player to have as a right back. Current value for him is 30 million. Next up is Rafael Camacho, 19 years old, playing at Sporting and a right winger. So all the stats stay the same except his potential, which went from 87 down to 86. He keeps the 71 overall as well. Current value for him is 4.6 million. Next up is Declan Rice from West Ham United, 20 years old and a CDM. A few upgrades to dribbling, acceleration, sprint speed, composure. His potential went down from 87 to 86 now. His current value is 12.5 million. It feels like this guy's in every squad update video that I do, but next up we have Dennis Zakaria from Borussia Mönchengladbach, 22 years old and a CDM. A few upgrades to acceleration, sprint speed, reactions, interceptions, marking, standing tackle, sliding tackle, and his overall went from 81 up to 82. He keeps the 86 potential, which is still very good. So yeah, he's in every squad update literally, and he looks pretty good. He keeps getting upgraded, and his current value is 23.5 million. Next up we have Nikola Vlasic from CSKA Moscow, 21 years old and a Cam. A few upgrades to dribbling, long passing, reactions, long shots, positioning. His overall went from 77 up to 78, and his potential went from 85 up to 86. So a decent upgrade for him. His current value is 13.5 million. And then we have Axel Witsel from Borussia Dortmund, 30 years old, a CDM. A few upgrades to heading accuracy, short passing, curve, long passing, a downgrade to sprint speed and agility, and then a few upgrades to balance, jumping, stamina, strength, and a few more changes there as well. His overall stays at 85, potential stays at 85, so he might not grow anymore. You know, when players hit 30 in career mode, they become pensioners, so he's going to get downgraded from here if you use him in the game, but currently he doesn't look too bad with his current stats. His current value is 28.5 million. Next up is Marcelo Brozovic from Inter, 26 years old and a CDM. A few upgrades to heading accuracy, short passing, dribbling, long passing, strength, aggression, standing tackle, sliding tackle, composure, and his overall went from 82 up to 83. Potential went up by 1 as well. It is now 85. So a decent upgrade for him. He's got some great stats already, a lot of greens there. Current value for him is 25.5 million. Kasper Dolberg is up next, 21 years old, a striker from Nice. A few upgrades to short passing, dribbling, curve, ball control, and his overall, which went up to 79 now. His current potential stays the same at 85. Current value for him is 16 million. Next up we have Soyuncu from Leicester City. I made him sound Japanese or something. I probably said his name wrong. 23 years old and a centre back. A few upgrades to short passing, dribbling, ball control, sprint speed, reaction, strength, interceptions, marking, composure, and his overall, which went from 79 up to 80. His potential stays the same at 85. So he looks like a decent defender, keeps getting upgrades in the game. Current value for him is 16 million. Next up we have James Garner from Manchester United, 18 years old and a CDM. A few upgrades here to finishing, dribbling, shot power, jumping, stamina, long shots, positioning, marking, standing tackle, sliding tackle, and a few more there. His overall went from 65 to 66, and his potential went from 84 to 85. So a decent upgrade for him. His current value is 1.1 million. And then we have Diop from West Ham, 22 years old, a centre back. All the stats stay the same for this guy except his potential, which went from 86 down to 85. He keeps the 78 overall, and his current value is 12 million. And then we have Joseph Martinez from Atlanta United, 26 years old and a striker. All the stats stay the same again for this guy, but his potential went from 85 to 84, so a downgrade there. Look at the physicals, a lot of dark greens there, 90s, 86s, 87s, so decent physicals there. Technicals could use a bit of work, but you can grow him as well. And his current value is 24.5 million. Next up, we have David Turnbull from Motherwell, 20 years old and a centre midfielder. This guy got over 20 new changes, and some of them include finishing, short passing, dribbling, curve, free kicks, long passing, ball control, acceleration, and sprint speed. His overall went up by 1, it is now 70 overall, and he keeps the same potential at 84. His current value is 3.5 million. And then we have Adil Uchiche, I probably said his name wrong, but he plays for PSG, 17 years old and a centre midfielder. A few upgrades here to crossing, finishing, short passing, dribbling, long passing, ball control, acceleration, sprint speed, and more. His overall went up by 2, it is now 67, and his potential stays the same at 84. His current value is 1.3 million. And then we have Suat Serdar from Schalke, 22 years old, a centre midfielder. All the stats stay the same for this guy except a potential upgrade. It went from 83 up to 84 now, which is good. Current value for him is 12.5 million. And then we have Adolfo Gaich from San Lorenzo, 20 years old and a striker. A few upgrades to finishing, heading accuracy, dribbling, sprint speed, shot power, positioning, and his overall, which went from 70 to 71. He keeps the same potential at 84, and his weak foot got upgraded from 2-star to 3-star now. His current value is 4.1 million. And then we have Patrick Schick from RB Leipzig, on loan from Roma. He is 23 years old and a striker. A few upgrades here, including crossing, finishing, heading accuracy, short passing, volleys, curve, free kicks, ball control, and more. Current stats look pretty good in some areas, some need a bit of work, but he's got an overall upgrade from 77 to 78 now, and his potential went from 83 up to 84, which is also good. Current value for him is 13 million. So obviously that wasn't the full list, just the main highlights there. If you want to watch another FIFA 20 video, make sure you check out the things you may not know about the game. Hit the card in the middle, it'll take you right there, and I'll see you next time.